Hey Brawlers, I'm Mr. Hoodat, and in this video, I'll be showing you a picture-perfect game with Gwen. Gwen offers a timely power spike whenever you wish to use the knighthood. Most games, it's better to use it on scaling units around tiers 3 or 4, but for this game, I'll be showing you a good time to use it early instead. I'll be going over what signs to look out for to know exactly when you should move in on a composition versus staying open. I'll also be teaching the advanced concept of hard rolling versus soft rolling, and when you should be doing either of these. And finally, I'll show you how to close a game out from a strong position by making small improvements at key moments rather than finishing out your composition normally. I hope you enjoy. Many argue over whether turn 1 knighthood is ever a good play with Gwen. Personally, I love the early tempo play, and I've been experimenting with all sorts of turn 1 targets, with my favorite being Happy Tree for this meta. Even though Mim pairs well with Happy Tree, I'd rather roll the board for an economy spell next turn. Trees are in a great spot at the moment, and even if you don't get into trees, using its toughness or shoulder fairies later on makes for a great play. It's a great True Love's Kiss target because the new tier 3 unit keeps the toughness gained, and you can even Mix-a-Wizzle it late game for an upgraded tier 6 unit with plus 50 toughness. All three of these reasons make Happy Tree a great target in my opinion, because he continues to generate value even past the mid game. This next board is a fairly easy choice. Cinderella is a nice unit to grab early, especially with Genie counting as 2 casts for her quest. I've now put myself in a good position to go either trees or royals, depending on what units I'm given. I get Egg from my 4 glory prize. I'm given the option to take a tree pair or a royal pair. Even though the units are slightly weaker, the tree pair makes a lot more sense to me, as Treants have the option to start scaling at tier 3 with Darkwood Creeper, whereas royals have to wait until tier 4. So if I see an early creeper, I'll know it's time to go into Treants very early on. I cast Shard on my Egg, which turns into a cute kitty cat. Egg is a bit greedy to creep around past turn 2. Alright, this is getting ridiculous now. On my first tier 3 board, I already have a major comp direction given to me. With a second Happy Tree upgrade and Darkwood Creeper, trees are very easy to scale now. I grab my Happy Tree triple and take Fairy Tale, which offers great early game stats. Fairy Tale is a top 3 treasure to take early game because the stats it gives are permanent even after you replace it. I decide taking the Creeper first is better than True Love's Kiss, so I can start scaling right away. Despite True Love's Kiss being great on Happy Tree, Cinderella is a much better target. This interaction isn't well known, but if you target Cinderella with 1 spell left for her quest, she gives you her treasure and upgrades before transforming. I'm given a Stag upgrade and the option between Crown of Atlas or Corrupted Heartwood. Heartwood is the obvious choice value-wise right now, but it can potentially lock me out of playing Shoulder Fairies if I can't get rid of it. I decide the early tempo this treasure provides is more important, and I should be able to get rid of it in time. When deciding whether to take an okay unit like Baby Root here versus rolling for better, it's important to list in your mind every unit you'd take over it before rolling. The list looks a bit like this right now. With so many things to roll for to improve my board, it seems obvious to roll past Baby Root, right? There's something else to consider though. The more gold you have, the better rolling becomes. But with only 3 gold left, it makes more sense for a smaller improvement rather than digging for something I won't be able to buy this turn. This crafty pair is enticing, but I'm pretty deep into my trees at the moment and I have so much better to roll into, with Darkwood Creeper and XP being the most important. I find my Darkwood pair and roll past Baby Root looking for better. I find my Darkwood triple and have an interesting choice between Sting, Bad Moon, or Revenge Ring. Sting feels a bit awkward because with my Stag triple I want to be playing 6 units, leaving the first slot empty. Bad Moon could be a potential pivot into Slay, but my trees are looking great at the moment. Revenge Ring is too low value to be considered over Sting. I should be making use of Sting soon, once I start gathering my tier 4 trees. Rolling past the Baby Root pairs looking for better improvements is what I'd call soft rolling. even though the baby root helps me out a lot. With so many better options, soft rolling past them makes sense. With Tier 4's arrival, my roll targets I made in my mind change. Heartwood Elder, Soul Talk, and Nutcracker are great improvements for me now, with Heartwood Elder at the top. The importance of these 3 units outweighs anything else I can take. It's crucial to get my Elders as soon as I can to start scaling. Friendly Spirit is being considered solely because of Sting enhancing its attack. I find a Soul Talk, which is a great unit to buff with Heartwood Elder, and provides a lot of protection to my backline. I get a Friendly Spirit, which... wait, isn't that on the list? Now that I've explained the concept of soft rolling and shown when and why to do it, now let me explain hard rolling, or what others call doom rolling. If we take a look at my roll list, we can take this mental image a step further. Let's equate a number, 1 to 10, on how effective each unit will be with improving our position in the game. With that in mind, it looks something like this. While Friendly Spirit, Creeper, and Soul Talk pair do improve my position, it's not even close to the importance of Heartwood Elder. If your mental list's effectiveness looks something like this, it's a good idea to hard roll for the highly effective units instead of spending gold on minimal improvements. This is especially true if you have a lot of health, or are pretty strong compared to the rest of the lobby. When hard rolling for specific units, you see many spells, so you can begin to think of the best ones for your turn. In this case, Queen's Grace for +7/+7 to Nutcracker, or Flourish for +6 health to any tree are almost as good as XP. I find Elder in my last shop and begin to scale my frontline trees. I scale both Happy Trees, as they're my most valuable units right now. With Tier 5's arrival, only Shoulder Fairies, Elder, and Nian are worth rolling into now. Nian is great because Treants benefit from many Tier 5 treasures: Ambrosia or Hand of Midas for Shoulder Fairies and Echowood, Tree of Life, Mimic, and more. I pick up Nian and a second Elder to replace my Stag and fill out my 7 Trent midgame comp. I want my Happy Trees and Soul Talk buffed in that order, as they're most likely to stay until endgame. You may think Apple Tree is a good pickup, but it's not necessary when you're deep into Treants. In the endgame, your trees will mostly trade 1-for-1 with their incredible attack, so Apple Tree doesn't provide much, despite it being an amazing unit for other comps. Nian gets added a high priority to grab an important treasure and replace my corrupted Heartwood so I can field Shoulder Fairies. I cast Flourish on Soul Talk, as that is the most likely target to affect breakpoints. After 3 rolls, I find my first fairy, but not much else for the turn. I keep fairy benched for now, as I don't have any good units until I get rid of my corrupted treasure. Nutcracker finally completes his quest, and I pick up Deck of Many Things to replace Corrupted. Deck is one of the only Tier 4 treasures that affects endgame fights. It has a 3 out of 10 chance to cast either Pigomorph, Smite, or Poison Apple. Down to the final 4, combat spells become more valuable to cast now. I roll into Elder Triple and pick up 6 of Shields to replace Fairy Tail. Treants is one of the only comps I'd take 6 of shields with, as they can actually convert extra health into attack with Ashwood Elm or Creeper. Since I'll be level 6 next turn, and I still have great rolls for this turn, skipping XP is correct. Now that my trees are good again, I can finally field my shoulder fairies. With so many great rolls at tier 6 to finish out my treants, it must be correct to roll past small improvements, right? I don't think so. I pick up Doom Breath to put in my Sting slot because I feel I'm at my peak in strength compared to the lobby. I haven't seen Merlin all game, and I saw Celestial Tiger was kind of in Royals with an upgraded Fairy Godmother from 5 turns ago. I think now is my time to get as strong as possible and cast combat spells to finish this game out before a potential Slay player can outscale me. After not finding any good spells, I just had to cast Merlin's Test onto Doom Breath to help it kill backline more often. I pick up Robinwood for the turn, which will actually give itself 15 attack. I cast Drink Me Potion to look for a combat spell to close the game out, and cast Smite for my final fight. This game was a great showcase of how to take a strong early game and use it to put immense pressure on the lobby by winning every fight. Using the Knighthood on turn 1, I put myself at a huge tempo advantage and used my lucky first 4 shops to snowball a victory. After picking up my first few Darkwood creepers, I made the decision to go all in on Treants and soft rolled for my good improvements and later hard rolled for my best improvement in Heartwood Elder. When down to the final 4, I recognized my opportunity to get as strong as possible and cast combat spells to close the game out, despite there being many other great units to improve with. I had the best mid-game composition, and I was able to kill off my opponents 2 turns into tier 6 before they can get something going. And as we watch this final fight, I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know what you liked or disliked about this video, or what heroes and compositions you'd like to see next, and I hope to improve and bring more content like this in the future.
Dark roads will cool these warm bodies, push that bed down when that war is shouted, dreading the day that we begin to read into self-doubt. Still let God feel and every cold thrill, let the salt sink in when everything is downhill. Snap back to the youth in you, feel the dark days and you're pulling through to the getting good, oh, the getting good.
Hey Brawlers, I hope you enjoyed this analysis. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my end of October meta analysis and hero tier list for an in-depth look on how I rank each hero for this patch. Also, expect to see a batch of 4 fast-paced Slay games, followed by an analysis of a Peter Pan's game with Hatball as my next 2 videos this week. Thanks for watching.